Welcome to the Finding Favorites podcast, where we explore your favorite things without using an algorithm. Here's your host, Leah Jones.
Hello and welcome to Finding Favorites. I'm your host, Leah Jones, and this is the podcast where we learn about people's favorite things and get recommendations without using an algorithm. I am here today as I return from my podcast hiatus with my podfather, my godfather of podcast, one of the hosts of the Friday Night Movie podcast, and a good friend of mine, Shai Korman. Shai, how are you doing?
It's so great to be part of this show. This is my, first of all, I am beyond honored to be called a podfather, but also having had the chance to be in both seats of this podcast, this is I am on a regular basis jealous of the format of this podcast that you came up with this Finding Favorites, the 3 sections. I'm like, this is so smart. So always this is one of my favorite things to do, and hanging out with you is one of my favorite things. So
I appreciate that.
And I think about you regularly because Weird Al is on tour right now.
Yes, I'm seeing so many good clips. The Chicago show got monsooned out. Did you see the Chicago?
I saw something about
clips?
it, but I didn't see the clip. I'm trying not to see the clips because when I eventually get to see the show, I know it's the return to the big show with all the gimmicks,
Right.
but I bet he's tuned it for this era a little bit because it's been a while since he's used them. So I'm sort of trying not to be surprised.
Well, Ravinia...
Or not to give away spoilers.
No spoilers, right. Ravinia is an outdoor venue where there's a pavilion where you can see the act, and the rest of I don't do crowd size as well. So somewhere between 200 and 500 people get pavilion seats and can see the act.
Wow, that's a pretty small group.
And then a couple thousand more people are on the lawn having a picnic and can hear, it's piped through their speakers everywhere, but you can't see them. So this isn't the best tour for a Ravinia because very few, 25% or fewer of the seats can see the stage.
He's doing Wolf Trap here, which is in the top 3 venues
Is
want
it
to do a
indoor,
favorites
outdoor?
of venues. It's a combo indoor outdoor.
Okay.
But I would say there's got to be close to 1,000 people covered. It's got 2 floors, beautiful wooden balcony, incredible sound. I just saw Paul Simon there.
Ooh.
And that's a place where I don't buy lawn seats anymore because I'm old and standing in the rain is really hard to do for a show. But Wolf Trap, you always win being on the covered area because the sound is so good, the venue's so beautiful, the vibe is so great.
Okay. You know how I said I'm not good at crowd sizes? The pavilion has a seating capacity of 3,350.
Oh, okay.
And the lawn
it's closer to Wolf
can
Trap.
accommodate an additional 18,000 people.
That's a huge venue.
It's a huge venue. That's what Google AI. Yeah, a 3,350 seat open air covered pavilion. Okay. So, all right. So 3,000 people, that's better than 200. I'm bad. I'm bad at this stuff. It's why I'm not a fire chief.
But what's great is Weird Al is on tour, and the next generation of relatives of mine are into it. I went on a road trip earlier this year with my nephew, and I just put on my Weird Al mix.
Great. Perfect.
And he's, of course, gone crazy with it since. And now he's into deep cuts that aren't even my favorites. He's really into Alsuya.
Wow.
Which we saw when we saw him at the Kennedy Center. But I would never have put Alsuya in my top ones, but it's so exciting for a kid to... And then his little brother and my niece, I Love Rocky Road. That's their favorite thing.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
It's... So, when I got into Weird Al, he maybe had 2 albums tops, 3 out, right? Because I was listening to Dr. Demento, but there were... I came in at a point where I didn't know... There were a lot of songs that were already a little old for me. I Love Rocky Road is a great example of a song I didn't know the real lyrics. Or Yoda.
Yeah.
I didn't know Lola was a song. I didn't know I Love Rock and Roll was a song.
I am a hardcore REM fan.
Yeah.
And hardcore, my favorite band of all time. Years before I ever heard the song Stand.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Spam was a song that Weird Al wrote.
Right.
I love that. That's one of my favorite things in the world is when
So your
kids know a song.
nephews are going to have
And
the kids being introduced now are going to have 40 years of music that they don't know the originals of.
But but what I love about that is
I love it.
They are being introduced to generations of great music. Like,
Right.
why isn't Weird Al in the Hall of Fame? Like, obviously the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. We're not talking about a statistic driven baseball Hall of Fame.
Right.
But at the point that I don't know, Green Day is in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Right. A good band, right? Like this is one of the sort of iconic bands of this era. How much longer and important is Weird Al's career than Green Day's? Like, I'm making a bold statement here. This isn't comparing Weird Al to, a one-hit wonder that he covered. I'm talking about, like, I don't know the numbers, but just think about how much longer his career has been.
Yeah. And no scandals, no drug abuse that we know of. No.
Just like a good dad, married to Suzanne all these years.
Yeah. Do you remember watching his Behind the Music?
Yeah.
I remember Judy Tenuta saying, but essentially they were talking about how there are no scandals. And somewhere there must be a woman. But, he was still single. And she was making a joke about kind of whether or not he was even having sex. I feel like I should find that episode and fact check myself.
But I know the episode because the episode is one of those episodes where he's kind of incredulous that he's on the show.
Right.
He's like, I don't know why you're doing this. I mean, unfortunately, I don't remember if the show was before or after. He did have one horrible tragedy
before
in
his parents
life,
died. Yeah.
Which is horrible. Which also I feel for him because every time he does an interview, someone's got to ask him about. Someone asks him about it because they're like, well, I need one. Or
right.
The other big thing they ask about is Polka Party. They talk to him about Polka Party as if Polka Party was because that was one album that didn't do so great.
Right.
And, he almost lost his deal. And even then, even then I'm sure he's like, yeah, it sucks, but it was fine after that. And I love Polka Party. I think it's a great album. It's one of my favorite albums.
When I think of levels of fame I aspire to, levels of creativity, what is the career that I want? The creative career I want in order to do certain things.
Yeah.
And when I tell you I was green with envy when Lin-Manuel got to become friends with Weird Al through Hamilton. Hamilton was the on-ramp and Weird Al came and then Weird Al did a Hamilton polka song and then
Lin-Manuel inducted his star on the Hall of Fame.
Right. So them becoming friends. Now I do not have the creative genius of Lin-Manuel Miranda, but I was so jealous.
I am with you 1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%. But there's one thing I could probably guess about Lin-Manuel is with all of the fame and things that he has, getting to be friends with Weird Al is probably one of his favorite things.
I'm sure. I'm sure it's in his top 5.
When I saw Weird Al at Radio City, Lin-Manuel came out and sang one line of Yoda and ran back off stage.
That's awesome.
That was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Welcome to the Weird Al podcast.
Yeah. This is a Weird Al
But I thought
recap
you were going to
podcast.
say is that if I could have a career, his career, that sort of that level of artistic achievement and what seems like life happiness and normalcy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Don't want to tour like he tours.
That's true.
I like my bed, and I like my cat. My
that's
cat
tough.
when I like the tour bus.
That's tough.
The other level of fame, which I think is more achievable for me, is I want to be on Taskmaster.
What's Taskmaster?
What?
Is that like TaskRabbit?
Oh my God, Shai. I am so excited for you.
Is this a reality show?
No, it's a British panel game show that my beloved Jason Mantzoukas is in the current season, and it just wrapped last week, so you can watch the whole season.
Oh, all right. Well, then there you go.
It's Alex Horne and Greg Davies are the hosts. So it's 5 comedians or actors. So there's Matthew Barrell. There's a guy from British Ghosts. There's
Okay.
Like they're stand-up comics and actors, and Jason Mantzoukas is a huge fan of the show and had his agent call them and pitched himself to get on the show.
That's amazing.
James Acaster's been on it, Nish Kumar, like any British comedian you sort of are aware of has been on this show.
That's amazing. That's great.
So Jason Mantzoukas is on it this season. And I was like,
that's all I needed to hear.
Could I get this podcasting career going enough that in the next 5 to 10 years I could be a guest on Taskmaster?
Well, I'll say this, having heard you speak as a speaker, where you employed your stand-up skills as part of what was an incredible and emotional speech that you gave as part of your Sharsheret honor. I don't know, we can talk about that here.
Of course.
Yeah. But it was so poignant, and I immediately got my cancer screenings like right after that because of it. But it was also hilarious. I think, your stand-up background could easily get you there.
Yeah. So that's why I cannot wait for you. It's going to become a whole family obsession.
I need something like this. My kids love Mantzoukas. My kids also they got into Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
So it's a way of learning Mantzoukas without doing the League, which they're not quite old enough yet.
They're not ready for the League.
They're getting close, but they're not quite there yet.
So so in Taskmaster, so they all go to this house, and you're given a task, and the task is like, put 6 liters of water in this vase. But if you take this path, like you can't touch the vase, and you have 2 choices, and one is an obstacle course, and one is just a straight shot. But if you take the one that's a straight shot, the bucket on the other end, like, is full of holes. And if you do the obstacle course, you have a full bucket, but you have to go, like, crawl through a tunnel. So they are forced failure, physical, comedic tasks.
I like that.
And then...
So it's a little bit like the nailed it kind of spirit.
Yeah.
Where the funny, it's the process and the funny is what's important, less like who wins.
And then, so they do all of they film all of the tasks. So they film like 15, 20 tasks. And then they come back to the studio 6 months later. And every episode they review like 4 or 5 tasks. And they're ranked. They're each given 5 to 1 points. And you're competing for a statue of Greg Davies' head. Right?
Okay, that's amazing. I'm going to watch this tonight.
Oh, I'm so happy for you.
I'm very
so
excited.
happy for you.
I needed, this is actually, I had another recommendation recently of this TV show Tires on Netflix. You're probably plugged into who Shane Gillis is. I had never, the comedian.
Yeah, he got booted off of Saturday Night Live after being announced on the cast for 1 day.
Really?
Yeah, for racist podcasting.
Oh, really? Is that what he did?
Yeah.
Oh, because his show Tires is very funny.
Yeah. I think he has had a redemption arc.
He makes
people
fun
can
of
get better.
He makes fun of racism quite a lot.
Yeah.
Like his whole thing is definitely the like, I'm an ignorant white guy, but I'm the butt of the joke.
Yeah.
Shtick.
Yes.
And at least the evolution of it in Tires, because he does some things in Tires that if it wasn't funny and it wasn't being done the right way, would have been deeply even offensive to me, because his writing and co-creator is a Jewish guy, Steve Gerben, and they are hilarious together. But there's a bunch of Jewish-related jokes on that show that I was introduced to me by my friend Josh, also Jewish. I find like side-splittingly hilarious, but it seems because it's the context of how he's delivering it, and that his character is the kind of buffoon in this.
Yeah.
But I'd never even heard of him. I'd never heard of him before in my life. I had no idea who he was. Like
was
someone
announced on the cast of SNL the same year that Bowen was announced as the cast.
Wow.
And then within a day, he was fired. Like, he never even got to New York.
Wow.
Because the backlash against him being hired. But he has since hosted SNL.
Oh, wow.
So, like, here's the thing. I have to believe that people can make mistakes. And when you make mistakes on the internet, it is hard to erase. It is hard to always show growth, because people can always go back to your worst moment.
Right.
So I have not followed him. But my hope is that he has done some work. I think he must have.
I literally, again, never heard of him.
Right.
I guess I missed that SNL announcement.
Here's the thing. You have kids and we're making a movie. I am just incredibly online.
I consume an enormous amount of media.
Yeah.
I don't think that's an excuse for me. No, I just missed him.
Mm-hmm.
And what I liked about Tires, just to go back to Tires, and this reminds me of The League, but it has Tires has a sweetness the way Parks and Rec does.
Yeah.
But it is that sort of absurd people misbehaving jokes, that sort of locker room style jokes. And it came at a moment where I was, just working really hard and balancing a million different things.
Yeah.
And it was just the right kind of let it all go, laughter, no inhibitions, humor.
Good.
That reminded me of when The League was out, and that was very funny. But what Tires has, which I think is an improvement on that period of the League, The Office, and Always Sunny, classically hilarious, genius shows. Mm-hmm. And maybe, I don't watch Curb, but Curb's probably in this, where like the point is the characters, there's no redemption.
Right.
The growth in a show like Tires is actually quite satisfying.
Yeah.
Even if it's incremental. So
Nice.
So yeah. But that's interesting. See, you're plugged in on the comedians. I was like, I wonder how you feel about him.
I mean, it's all right secondhand. I was just like, I had never heard of him. He was cast on SNL and he was cut a day later. Which
but he's from the Philly area also, so there's
Yeah.
a lot of Philly stuff in his humor.
Nice. So Shai, I'm wearing the shirt, Camp David. Thank you
Yes.
for sending it.
I'm so thrilled you got it.
You and your sisters made a movie.
We made a movie with a lot of other people.
A lot of other people.
A lot of other people.
I don't know the other people, so I'm giving you the credit, and you are giving everyone else the credit, as you should.
I will. I'll give them credit. I mean, most importantly, I don't want to ever talk about the movie without talking about the director, Rachel Israel, who everyone should go see her first feature called Keep the Change, which is just a masterpiece. And I'll start there, which is, my sisters and I, working with some amazing writers, came up with the story, and then the writers wrote the screenplay, and then we talked to different directors. And I remember meeting Rachel, and she saw the soul of this movie and what the story we were trying to tell and what we were trying to tell with these characters, which is a story about community. It's a universal story about, fish out of water, returns back to where she was as a kid, has to get outside of herself to be a leader in her community and bring these kids together.
Before people hit rewind, we have not said the name of
the name of the movie is The Floaters. It premiered at the Bentonville Film Festival in Arkansas, which was also a wild thing to have a Jewish summer camp movie premiere in Arkansas, and that is one of the most amazing festivals, groups of people.
It was so funny to hear the episode, your Bentonville recap to me was so funny. Because just the three of you never worked at a PR company who Walmart was their client. Like working at Edelman with Walmart as a client, like Bentonville was always in the mix. It was a place that people had to go regularly. If you went to Bentonville for a meeting, you had to make sure all your clothes were from Walmart. So it was funny to me to hear people with like, oh, I never had to go there. I wasn't ever on the Walmart account. But like, right, everybody doesn't live in a world where you have an association with Walmart and you're in and out of Bentonville. And it was so fun to hear about your film experience. And Gina Davis is the chair of the...
Gina Davis is the chair of the festival. I don't know the genesis of it, but she has the Gina Davis Institute, which studies gender and diversity in film, and they do like amazing work.
Yeah.
And I guess they teamed up with Bentonville, the folks in Bentonville, particularly the Walton family, the Walmart guys. I think with the amount of people coming through Bentonville and
right,
they really have invested in culture, and we were there in the 11th year, And so we got to hear a lot about,
Nice.
in the early days before there was even a movie theater in Bentonville, right?
Right.
And I mean, it's a beautiful cultural place. There's this museum, the Crystal Bridges Museum, the where we screened, which is in a complex called the Momentary, had a beautiful art exhibits. It's wild. I guess it's got to be like,
And it's in the Ozarks, right? So it's like beautiful setting. Ozark Mountains?
Yeah, I
didn't.
I felt like there weren't mountains around us.
Maybe it's not.
I didn't see. I really only saw Bentonville, the town, which is sort of like this its own. It feels like a movie set, but not in a bad way, in a good way. You're sort of in this recently built town.
Yeah.
All the time, and we were always walking. I mean, from a convenience standpoint, like we were always a couple of blocks away from wherever we had to be. It was great.
It is in the foothills.
The foothills. Okay,
Of
that makes sense because I didn't see hills.
Right.
So we made a movie, and what a wild experience working with my sisters. I mean, on a podcast is great, but making a movie together and the way you stretch yourself creatively and professionally as a team is so much fun. It's the most rewarding part about it. Like I love seeing the movie and I love creating with people. That's always been something that's amazing to me. But getting to go through this with Lily and Becky has been my favorite professional experience of my life.
Yeah. Because your sister Becky, her professional background is in filmmaking.
Becky's been making movies for over 20 years.
Yeah.
She started as a PA in New York and worked in docs in the Bay Area. She's done everything.
Yeah. But as a sibling group, you guys connect on many things, but pop culture, Friday night movies, like that is the podcast recreates your movie loving childhood.
That is right.
And
it's our love language.
Was it through the podcast where because you were specifically talking movies every week, that Jewish representation bubbled up for you as a topic that led? Okay.
Yes.
Would you have the movie without the podcast?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that the podcast is like our lab for everything creative.
Yeah.
We try out all sorts of stuff there and we talk about all sorts of things. And one of the things that was a recurring theme that we're very passionate about was the way Jews are represented in media, and particularly Jewish women represented in media. And that is definitely where the conversation started that ended up being, hey, we talk about movies all the time. Let's make a movie.
Yeah.
The other thing about it is that it's also where we, I think, practice working together as a creative team. Mm-hmm. And I think like we have a language and a shorthand that we work on outside of the podcast quite a bit. But I think it also prepared us to work together. So no, I don't think there's the floaters without the Friday Night Movie podcast.
Yeah.
And also I would say we're very lucky that, early on, one of our guests we dreamed about getting on the show was Jackie Tone, and she would end up being the star of the floaters.
Right.
And so it was years before the floaters that Jackie was on.
Yeah.
That Jackie was in the movie.
Yeah.
So
when
that
it
was kind
came
of
to
amazing.
Jackie being in the movie, was that an offer or an audition? Did you go to her?
Offer. I mean, I just offer only.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say, yeah, no, Jackie's a big deal, and
Yeah.
it's very hard as an independent movie to go to folks who, we're lucky that she was able, that she was
Right.
interested in it.
Right.
Thankful.
Did you go to her, or did you have like people go to her, people to her? Like, did you use the personal connection you'd made through the podcast, or like?
I would say that had something to do with getting her attention on it, but I think like something, we learn in the industry is like, there's a reason why people have their teams. Their teams are there to, make sure they make, help them make good decisions and good business decisions and all those things. And it's important to be very respectful of that process. And so we went through that process, and one of the other producers on the movie and one of the co-writers, Andrew Gordon, she led us through that. I learned so much from her. Led that. But then at a certain point, once it's there, if you happen to know the person, you can, it's appropriate to reach out and say, hey, could you take a look at this? That kind of thing. But you don't want to overdo it and
Fair.
all that. Because ultimately, like, it's not, I mean, it's a job, but it's a job also where the actors are putting themselves on the line publicly in a way where it's not like doing a consulting gig in the background of something. And there's a lot of factors that go into it. And also as an independent movie, you're not paying them what they're worth, in terms of their, I mean, you're paying them as much as you can, but you can't pay them what a Netflix can pay them or an Amazon or any of those.
Yeah.
And so,
and you have an outstanding, I remember when you showed me the first clip, and I don't think I knew that Aya Cash was in it. And she's love her. Like, she's such an amazing actress. The door opens into the office and she's there, and I burst into tears. I was so excited for you guys. I'm like, these are real. This is a real movie.
That's
Seth
what
Green,
people say to us often.
Aya Cash, Jackie Tone. So you just have this.
Steve Guttenberg. Jonathan Silverman.
Yeah. It's incredible.
We're very lucky.
And you have an incredible teen kid cast.
The teen, well, so that's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Because some of those folks did audition, but not all of them. Some of them are have huge, amazing resumes.
Yeah.
And some of them are a little bit newer on the scene. But I got to give tremendous credit. People look at the different, people, now I stay to the end of all the credits of movies.
Yep.
But there is a role called the casting director, and we worked with Stephanie Holbrook Casting in New York. Just the most amazing soul.
Yeah.
Let alone soul, and I think, has become a good friend, but was up to the challenge of putting together this very big ensemble cast with us.
Yeah.
And she played a huge role. I mean, she played a huge role in every element of it, but that young cast was rounding out that young cast and finding some of that talent.
Yeah.
And she just was so amazing in the way she was able to do that. And I understand the role of the casting director now so much more. And it's an incredible art. There's a reason why I'm glad they've added that. I think they've added that now as an Oscar. I think it's added as an Oscar.
Yes, they have, yeah.
It's insane that it hasn't been added before.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Now having gone through making a movie. Holy moly, what an important job.
I just watched the most phenomenal credits on a movie, a British rom-com called And Mrs. It's Aisling Bay, Colin Hanks.
Whoa! All right, you had me at Colin Hanks.
Right, Nish
Adding
Kumar.
that to my list.
So it is the emotional successor of Four Weddings and a Funeral.
Oh, I saw you post about this.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the credits. Can I tell you about the credits, or is that
Sure.
too much of a spoiler?
No. Tell me about them. That's exciting.
The credits start.
I feel like this is not a movie that's like a suspense movie. I don't think
It's not it's a rom-com.
Right.
Ish. It says, the credits start and it says, for the grievers and the grieving. And they let every single person top to bottom, from the top above the cast, every person on the crew put an in memoriam with their credit.
Wow.
So it starts, Billy Lord's in it. So there's a picture of Carrie Fisher with Billy Lord as a toddler.
Wow.
So every single person in every role of the film got to remember someone in the credits.
That's cool.
I've got goosebumps, and I just wept.
That's beautiful. That's
wept
beautiful.
my way through those credits.
We did not do that, but our version of that was in The Floaters, which was filmed at Camp Tel Yehuda, where my sisters, my parents, went. Jordan Janota, our production designer, and his husband, they created a sign for our fake Camp Tel and it sat over the Tel Yehuda sign for the whole summer. And when we knew we were done shooting that, I'm pretty sure we were done shooting. I think afterwards, after we did this, people were like, can we have one more shot? And nope. We had everybody that we could find from the cast and crew sign it. And the last image in our credits is the signed.
Oh, that's so special.
The signed sign.
Yeah.
Has everybody. And there's some funny, inside the production sort of references and jokes to things. But that was the closest we got to something like that.
Nice. So your next festival is the San Francisco Jewish Film Festival?
San Francisco Jewish Film Festival. August 3rd, we're playing in both Oakland and San Francisco.
That's cool.
On the same day, the Piedmont in Oakland and the Vogue Theater in San Francisco. The first one at 5:30, the second one at 8:30. I will be there. Are you going to be
able to get from one theater to the next?
We have discussed this with the festival. We have a plan.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'll be there. Director Rachel Israel will be there. And, as far as we know, this is our plan right now, and I know I'm allowed to talk about it. Sarah Podemsky, who plays Mara, the camp director, who is, mind-blowing performance in Reservation Dogs, and just an amazing talent actor person. She's going to come as well, which is exciting.
Outstanding.
So that'll be our crew representing the film.
Nice. And people should sign up for the Floaters newsletter to follow your festival run.
Yes, go to floatersmovie.com, because not only can you find out about our festival run, and we'll post the interviews and the articles because there's a lot of really cool stuff happening, but there will be ways to win the most coveted of Floaters swag, which is the Camp David staff shirt, which you are wearing right now.
Yes.
There was only a few made for the movie because, again, low budget movie. They don't have,
right.
You're not making 200 of these. There was 10 or something like that. And they were, they different. It's kind of funny because there's different people that play staff members at different times. And there were definitely ones that were reused many times in the movie, but there's only a few in existence that a couple of us have.
Yeah.
And my dream, because I love swag, Friday night movie swag.
Yeah, I saw the shirts at the Bentonville Film Festival, and I was like, Shai loves swag. There's got to be a shirt out there for me.
Oh yeah, I've been planning the swag from the moment we left camp. I was planning this. I was planning this swag, and then finally, when we knew we were getting our premiere, I was like, all right, everybody, I'm ordering the swag, and no one can stop me.
Yeah.
But I did get one great piece of advice from Nancy Calais, our festival consultant, and she said, Shai, is it going to have the name of the movie on it? And I was like, oh, yeah, because the ones in the movie, they say staff on the back.
Right.
So that's why the swag version says the Floaters on the back, which I am forever grateful, because I'm sort of more of a movie nerd where I'm like, no, it has to be screen accurate. Like,
right.
I'm like, people, what if people want to cosplay?
Fair. Good question. I'm again so excited to see the movie, to celebrate your wins, but also, the movie premiere is what brings you here today. But we're also here to talk about your favorite things, and you have made some lists of festival favorite movies and festival favorites. Festival
favorites. Well, here's the thing: I never would have before podcasting. I don't think I'd ever really paid attention to a film festival in any legitimate way. And film festivals are so great, like so much fun. You get to see all these movies way before they ever come out. Right. There's and they're awesome most of the time. I mean, and on top of that, usually have the filmmakers or the performers, right? Like there's all sorts of cool people hanging around that help make the movie. So if you love movies and you want to talk to people, and then the audiences are people who love movies. They're there to see movies. I see tons of movies that I wouldn't normally see at a festival because it's almost like I put on a different mentality. It's like, well, I'm at a festival, so I can stretch my horizons more than I would on a Friday night where I went to see Superman, right?
Yeah.
So I wrote down my favorite festivals, but I also just did a list of my favorite festival movies from the past 12 months or so, or festival movies that are coming out right now. And I feel like incredibly grateful. Like this is a fraction of the movies I saw, but there's so many here that I love. And one of them is I think you're gonna like the there's like a special Easter egg for Leah Jones.
Ooh.
So let me start with the movies, and then if we want, we can talk about like what I think of the different festivals. But they all have a different vibe, and I've when I compare this to movie people who have been doing movies their whole lives, like they've been to festivals 100 times. Like my festival guide, mentor, Jedi master is Liz Nord, who is a mutual friend of ours, who we had pancakes together many times at my first Sundance, and I don't know how we would have known how to navigate that without Liz Nord. Yeah. Like Liz Nord knows the inner nooks and crannies of festivals in a way that I will never understand. We this year we went to Tribeca also together. We went to see a whole music video playlist of music videos that were premiering. It was wild. It was awesome. So I have teeny tiny little insights.
But
into
you
festivals.
started South by is kind of where you started with film festivals, and it's grown from there.
Yeah. So South by, Sundance. Gone to Cinequest. I've gone to Panic Fest in Kansas City, and Cinequest is in the Bay Area. And then we did Tribeca this year, which was a blast, so much fun, and Bentonville, which is an extremely special experience. That's like you feel like you're going to camp because you're kind of just there with everyone, and everyone's into it. It's very cool. But some of the movies. You want to hear some of the movies?
I do want to hear some of the movies.
Okay, I'll go quickly. So Don't Tell Larry. That just came out on demand. That was co-directed and written by Greg Porper, who's just an awesome mensch of a dude. It has Ed Begley Jr., Kyle Kennedy, Patty Guggenheim. We got to interview Ed Begley Jr. That's how we found out about the movie. It was podcasting. Right. It was doing a festival run or something, and somebody pitched it to us, and we were like, yeah, sure, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Do we want to interview Ed Begley Jr.? Duh. Yes, of course.
I love it. A great dark comedy. Greg has an incredible sort of sense of humor, and Patty Guggenheim, who people will know her as Madison, I think is the name of the character from She-Hulk. She played the influencer character on She-Hulk. Is a really versatile, hilarious comedic actor. Okay. At Tribeca, I saw Bird in Hand, directed by a Virginia director, Melody Rocher, or Roche, depending on how you pronounce it. An incredible mother-daughter story. Yeah. And it has Christina Lottie. Do you remember Christina Lottie from Chicago Hope?
Yes.
It's Christina Lottie, who I hadn't seen in something in a while.
Yeah.
Powerhouse performance. And then the lead actress, whose name is escaping me right now, which is Alicia Wainwright. And it's an incredible movie, and it has, it's funny, it's dramatic, it involves race and family, and, hope everybody sees it. Okay. I saw Espina. I saw a few movies in Spanish. I saw quite a few movies in Spanish this year.
Were they subtitled, or you...
Subtitled. I'm not good enough in Spanish.
Okay.
Espina is a really...
The corner, right? Espina's corner?
Esquina's corner. I don't know what Espina is, but...
It's be like porcupine or something.
This director, Danielle Venezuelan...
Thorn.
What?
Thorn. Oh. Like on a rose.
It's based sort of on a true story, and it's starring his friend who's born disabled, and it's a kind of a road trip dark comedy, but it treats disability in a very raw and honest way, and the actor himself is playing himself, a version of himself.
Yeah.
That I'd never seen before, and it's an amazing movie. Very intense, but very, very good. Very, very darkly funny. One of the best movies I think I saw all year is Adult Children. I mean, that might be one of the best ones I've seen in a long time.
I want to, whenever it gets wide release or video on demand or whatever, you guys were just raving about it on your podcast. I really want to see it.
I'm in love with that movie. Obviously, Aya Cash is in it. Betsy Brandt, Mimi Rogers, Tom Sadowski. Written by Annika Marks and directed by her husband, Rich Newey. And they are an amazing team, because I went back and I watched one of their other films called Killing Eleanor, which was freaking magnificent. And this is these folks write and do family in a way that It just kind of blows me away. So Adult Children is that's going to be in my top movies of the whole year.
Okay.
Lemonade Blessing at Tribeca with Jake Ryan, who is in Floaters, deals with religion and sexuality in a kind of very repressed community, Catholic community.
Yeah.
Darkly funny. Cotton Candy Bubblegum is directed by Jay Pinder, and it has this sort of frenetic. It's like Friday meets Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Okay.
Do you need more? I don't think you need more of an explanation.
Great. Done. Yeah.
It's frenetic. It's written really well. It's hilarious. It has a lot of heart in that last act. The same way John Hughes. This was a kind of update of the John Hughes thing.
Yeah.
Magic Hour. Okay, so this is the one I was saving for you. So, and then I still have so many more, but I'll stop here with Magic Hour. Magic Hour, directed by and starring the absolutely brilliant Katie Aselton, who you may know as Jenny from The League.
Oh, wow.
And it's essentially, it's not a lot of actors in it. It's her and Daveed Diggs, and it's this very intense marriage drama. And wow, is it a tour de force powerhouse performance from her as a dramatic actor. I mean, she's obviously great at comedy.
Right.
And there are moments where she does, where there's comedy in the movie where you laugh amidst these very heavy, it's a very heavy movie.
Yeah.
It's very disorienting. It was all shot in Joshua Tree. It's filmed really beautiful. I believe the director of photography is Sarah Weldon. Just a beautiful movie. And I had the amazing experience of, I watched the movie from the back of the theater with Katie.
Cool.
And being at Bentonville, one of the great things about Bentonville is you're there with all the other filmmakers.
Yeah.
And I got to spend a lot of time with Katie Aselton, and she's just freaking brilliant.
Nice.
And nice and hilarious, and you know, I did not bring up Mantzoukas though.
It's fine.
I didn't bring up Mantzoukas.
No.
I felt like it felt like it wasn't
the time.
appropriate.
You'll see her again.
I think we will. I hope so. My goal is, so Daveed Diggs is in this movie.
Yeah.
And he is being honored at San Francisco Jewish Film Festival.
Right. Because he's an Oakland guy.
And
Jewish. Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm piecing it all together.
Yes.
So Katie, who has a T-shirt, has encouraged me to bring Daveed
Nice.
a Camp Daveed T-shirt at the festival. So hopefully I'll get a chance to do that.
I love it.
But I can't wait to see that movie again. Magic Hour is incredibly intense, beautiful movie.
I love what has happened with his career post Hamilton.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he's amazing. And he's amazing in this movie.
Yeah. Nice. Because he also was it Silo, where he played a rabbi? Is that possible?
Or no, was it that, or no, it was the Don't Look Up, maybe, where he played a rabbi? It was in one of these big ensembles.
Big ensemble, end of world catastrophe movies.
Yeah.
He's a rabbi. The synagogue is flooding.
Let's see, what movie?
It might have been a series, a limited series.
A new series called... No, hold on. Is playing a rabbi. Oh, there's a rabbi character he played in something called Extrapolations?
That must be it.
Oh. I thought he played a rabbi in... Maybe he didn't play a rabbi in... But anyways...
Yeah, a spiritual guidance to a congregation facing climate disaster.
Oh, it is a disaster. I was thinking of Don't Look Up, which is another disaster.
Right. Take your pick. Which of the climate disaster movies is he in?
Oh, well, and speaking of sort of climate-related things, I would... Or not climate, but sun, I guess. The Surfer with Nicolas Cage is a movie that I would not have seen had I not been at Panic Fest, because I was just like, oh, this is the big movie here. I'll go see it. And I thought going in thinking it was going to be like Hobo with a Shotgun, kind of Nicolas Cage revenge movie fighting guys on a beach. Yeah. And it's not. It's like a very intense, disorienting meditation on like fatherhood and belonging.
Yeah.
But I think all my surfer friends will love this movie.
Nice.
Doesn't have a lot of surfing in it, but it has a lot of beach.
Yeah. Has a lot of beach. Nice. Yeah, I feel like I haven't. Have I been to many? Like, I've been to South by, but not as. I've been to Tribeca once as a speaker about social media.
That's cool.
In my like peak social media days, like I was brought as a speaker.
We went to Tribeca. Becky and I went to Tribeca for a couple. Like, we went back and forth from DC there. And we had a blast.
Yeah.
And next year, I think we're just going to sort of move up for a week or so and soak it up for a week rather than come back and forth, because we had such a good time.
Yeah. But I have felt like this summer, for me, this has been a summer of Jewish movies, which is, so this is like festival adjacent, maybe.
Sure.
Kosha Dills, who has a song in your movie.
He's got 3 songs in her movie.
He's got 3 songs in your movie.
He's got 3 songs in her movie. I love Kosha Dills.
Rami is amazing. He's such a great guy. He is boundless energy.
Yeah.
So he had been recording a documentary over the last few years and premiered like it
was a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I've seen it since.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Hats off to him.
Did you see me in the scene at the premiere? Ronnie and I are there.
I haven't seen the.
You haven't seen the cut with
seen,
the
like,
additional
the
Chicago
version.
footage. Yeah,
I haven't seen the, but I do feel like Chicago is set up really well. Like I'm like the fact that all this ended up going down in Chicago,
dude. The theater could have just shown it, and it would have been a nothing. It would have been nothing to them. It would have been nothing to Kosha. Like it could have just been nothing. And instead,
as communications professionals, you and me, right?
Right.
Like,
you could have just done it. Just shown the movie. A couple of your donors would have been pissed that you had an evil Zionist rapper, right? Like, but it would have been
show a work in progress movie to a few hundred people.
A fart in the wind. Instead, they cancel it, and it's Rami. Like his whole career is making headlines at places he wasn't invited to be.
Right. Like here he is doing a concert in Times Square.
Right.
At South by Southwest in front of embassies.
Yeah. He is just like, oh, that's where the news is. That's where I'll be. And I will do freestyle there. Like his whole career is making headlines.
If they saw the movie.
Right.
Like he's fearless.
So instead of being a nothing burger fart in the wind, they give him the most amazing epilogue, which is it gets canceled. It's got to move to the suburbs where it's safe for Jews to congregate. Like, it's so bananas. So Ronnie and I went up and saw that. And it was like, Ronnie doesn't know Kosha. Like, I've known him for 10, 15 years. He stayed at my house when he was in Chicago, right? Like, he's slept on the floor of my apartment with other rappers. Like, he's such a great guy. But Ronnie,
and an incredibly well-respected rapper, from what I understand. Like,
yeah,
I'm not a rap expert, but
right? Yeah, 3 seasons on that show with Nick Cannon, Wild and Out, doing stand-up and rapping. Like, so we see that movie, and then a few weeks later, Sandy Dubowski brought Sabbath Queen to Chicago, which is about Amichai Lau-Levy.
Yeah. I have not seen that yet. Hopefully I will.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. They did, last year was film festivals. And then when I was talking to Sandy about it, I was like, you've been working on this documentary for 20 years. It is beautifully put together. It is just like a phenomenal, the story of Amichai's life, and his now rabbinate, and like, because we know Naomi Less, who is his music director I don't know if you know Naomi, but I'm watching it and like, oh look, there's David Wolkin. Like there are friends of mine in different scenes, and but Sandy said now that they're in years 2 and 3 are for harvesting, and that now that they've done the year of festivals, like the first year of festivals, there's certain rules, right?
Well, there's you sort of, as you're having your first premiere, so like we're doing our West Coast premiere,
right?
And so in San Francisco, and then hopefully we'll have an East Coast premiere, and so yeah, that you're sort of saving your you sort of want to, the first few times you show it, you want to have a big splash for the right place for your movie.
Right.
And then you can sort of loosen the reins, and then eventually, hopefully you get a wide release. But
some of the rules around film festivals are you had to have, like, the premiere has to have been within the last 12 calendar months, right?
Yeah.
Often
some festivals won't show a movie within the last 12 or 24 months, depending.
Right. So he's like, so now,
and if you've shown somewhere else, it decreases your chances that someone else
right.
is picking you up, unless you are, sort of one of the top movies. So those of us who get to go more than once, we're very lucky.
Yeah. So he was talking about like now that the festival run of those, like it's been released in the last 12 months, that set of film festivals is over. That now they're doing Jewish film festivals, which sometimes have like different, like a wider,
Yep.
Or synagogues or college campuses, like that. It's now he's focused on 2 more years of just heavy travel and showing the movie. But if you have a chance to see it, Sabbath Queen, it is phenomenal documentary. But it's been a very this is a stretch of seeing a lot of Jewish movies, and so it's my own personal festival.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love, now that we're thrust into the Jewish filmmaking world, it's been so much fun. I mean, we met so many amazing folks that are really doing, Esther Costanowitz, another mutual friend, right?
Yeah.
Esther, who I one of my rabbis, that Esther always talks about the best thing for Jewish storytelling is to expand and have more of it and have more different kinds of it.
Yep.
That it's not like there's one's good and there's one's bad. And I always try to keep that as a North Star, when you're thinking about all the different things. And man, there's a lot of people doing cool stuff. Hopefully there's money for it. But there's people trying to do very, very cool things.
Yeah. So Floaters, next up, San Francisco Jewish Film Festival.
August 3rd.
So people should get there for it. To Oakland or San Francisco. Take your pick.
Floatersmovie.com.
Floatersmovie.com. So that you can get on the newsletter so that you can know when it hits a film festival near you and when the East Coast premiere is scheduled. The worst question in the world is, are you working on your next script? Or are you gonna?
We are working on something else, but news of that to come later. But we are
keep it under wraps. All right,
we're working on something else. We're also executive producing a number of amazing projects that I'm really meaning executive producing, meaning we are not the ones doing the daily heavy lifting.
Yeah.
But we are working on our next K180 project, sort of flagship project. But that's we're a little ways from being able to talk about that publicly.
Totally. Wait, were there any other movies, festivals?
Oh my God, I think I've given people. Well, I mean, look, there's a couple of movies that I'm involved in. One is Malka. I executive produced Malka, directed by Stacey Malton, created by Seth Beeson-Hirsch. It's a cabaret style, like musical, starring Tova Feldsche, of a woman in dialogue with her younger self in the concentration camp. And it's magnificent, and it won CineQuest short film and is now technically Oscar qualifying.
Great.
And so that's one
cool.
that if you see that, that's been doing a lot of festival stuff. Frankenbabes from Beyond the Grave, which executive produced with my sisters, from the brilliant Andrew Bowser, who made Onyx the Fortuitous and the Talisman of Souls. It's a feminist body horror. Anyways.
Look, I saw the injection one. What was that called with Demi Moore?
Substance.
Yeah.
Frankenbabes is much funnier, and it has Jimmy Simpson in it.
Okay.
I feel like you dig Jimmy Simpson.
All right.
So those are just 2 other projects that we have that are circulating the festival world.
Outstanding. And as always, people can find you on Friday Night Movie Podcast.
Yes, Friday Night Movie Podcast at Friday Night Movie or FridayNightMovie.com. Or myself, at Pancake and the number 4 table. So Pancake 4 table on all the social media. Although I think I only use Instagram these days.
Yeah, that's my main. I look at Threads. I look at Blue Sky.
I don't know how to get to Threads other than through Instagram. So
right.
When Instagram promotes a thread to me, that's when I look at it.
That's when you look at it, yeah.
Or when someone screenshots their thread and puts it on their Instagram story.
Right. They have made it really easy to share threads to Instagram. So that is my version of a retweet now, is that half of my Instagram stories are threads I think are funny.
Oh, that's good. That's easier than screenshotting a tweet.
Yeah. Yeah, you just hit the share button and it goes to your story.
Oh, that's cool.
And I had a friend at synagogue. I ran into him. He's like, Leah, you make me laugh, you make me learn. And I was like, what? And he's like, the stuff you post on Instagram, either I'm learning something or he's like, you do post very funny things. And I was like, oh, that's nice. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on Finding Favorites. And
it's one of my favorite things to do. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And then people will know that, because we're about to, assuming you still have time, that you're going to be on Friday Night Movie. So we're just going to flip over to my Riverside and record.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Finding Favorites. You can find it on wherever you get podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Pocket Casts. If you are given the option to rate it 5 stars, give it 5 stars, give it a thumbs up, share the links with your friends.
Thank you for listening to Finding Favorites with Leah Jones. Please make sure to subscribe and drop us a 5-star review on iTunes. Now, go out and enjoy your favorite things.